Okay. Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Am I audible? Are you in the meeting? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, sorry for the delay because. Okay, so we can just start now, right? And you're on vacation still, yeah?
Sorry?
Are you on vacation still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until February.
February?
Until February 6th. I'm still on school holidays.
Okay, then fine, then fine. Yes.
Yeah, I
I'm,
tried to scan. I was trying to the
I'm sorry, I can't.
resources
Yeah,
that
tell me.
I
I, your voice is breaking. I can't hear you properly.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah. So, wait. Where's that? Yeah. Oh, you were saying something. Can you repeat it?
Oh yeah. I tried scanning the resources to send to you.
Okay.
Document it or like about 100 pages.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
So
You
I
can
can't
you can
scan it
send
at
them
home.
part by
So I
part,
need to
right?
take to the public holiday right now.
Okay, okay. You can
So
send the resources part by
I
part
wasn't
also.
able to
Yeah.
until probably tomorrow.
Okay, okay then fine. Now we are studying this nomenclature part, right?
Sorry?
Am I audible? Yes. Am I audible now? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So we can.
Yes. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Uh,
Okay. So okay, you can
so
send the
you
resources part by part
were,
later. Now we will complete this
uh,
nomenclature.
I have done in the class, I have completed
Your voice is cracking. I can't hear
up
you properly.
to the bromine water.
Can you send chat? Yeah. Can you send chat because I can't hear you properly. Oh, yeah, yeah. Wait. Okay, what were you saying?
I was just saying, would you be able to, at the end of the class, explain the bromine water test to me?
Bromide?
The bromine water test.
Ah, okay, okay, we'll try.
Yeah.
Did you study about bromide what it is? Because we'll study that later, right? So after commencing the
Yeah,
reagents, we'll study.
I did. Yeah, I did. I say I did study.
Uh-huh.
They said it, but I didn't really understand it at all. That's why.
Okay, okay, we'll study. Okay. And now, yeah, I think I might have given these questions as homework. Did you try all of them?
Let me see. Should have it if I did it in a book. Do you want me to do it now? I don't think I did it.
And did you study nomenclature in the class?
We did, but not in as in depth as we did together, because
Uh,
we didn't do all the like oic acids, the alcohols, and all. We just did the basics.
okay, that's fine. We can study, right? We can study.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you haven't tried these questions, you can simply take the screenshot and try later. Now we will move to the nomenclature of ester type compounds.
Ester, okay.
Okay, done?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now the nomenclature of ester compounds, right? Nomenclature of ester type compounds. Okay. Right, what's the structure of ester? So
Ester is
we should have a carbonyl group, and to the carbonyl group we should have an O, and to the O we should have an alkyl group, right? So this is going to be the structure of ester,
okay.
right? So first of all we have to write down the name of the alkyl, right? So while we are writing the name of ester type compounds, first we have to write down the name of the alkyl group. After that we have to leave a space, and then we have to follow the conventional way of nomenclature, right? Okay, now let's look at an example. Okay, so if you want to write down the steps, first we have to write down the alkyl group. After that you have to leave a space, and then the rest of the name will be written, right? Okay, so you can just simply remember the steps. Now we will do some examples, right? So CH3, CH2, CH, NH2, CH, CH, C double bond O, O, CH3, okay, and here also we have CH2, CH3, right? Now, okay, so I have already told you how you are going to write down the name, right? So can you just try to name it? First, you have to write down the name of the alkyl group, right? So now, once you saw this structure, you should understand that this is an ester, right? Because this is going to be our ester. So this is going to be our functional group, right? So in the functional group, if you have ester, how does it end?
You have ester.
Yeah.
S.
In the chart, can you look at the chart? Functional group chart?
Yeah, that's all. Yep, I'm getting that up, sorry. If it ends in ester, you say 08.
08, right? 08. Ultimately,
Yeah.
we should complete the name with 08. Now, okay, so in ester, we should identify the alkyl group, right? So this is going to be our alkyl group. This is going to be our alkyl group. And the name of this one
Okay.
is methyl, right? So we call this as methyl. So first we
Methyl.
have to write methyl first, right? So methyl. After that, I told you to leave a space. There should be a space. But in the nomenclature,
Okay.
we don't usually leave any space. But in the ester naming, we have to leave a space after the alkyl group, right? Methyl. Now we have to identify the longest carbon chain, right? Now we have to identify the longest carbon chain. So this is going to be our longest carbon chain, and we will typically name this like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why we are going to name or number in this direction? Because the functional group gets the lowest possible number in this way only, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we will try to find out the substituent groups. Right? So this is going to be ethyl, right? Ethyl.
Yeah.
And this is,
And the
how do you
first
call
one-
this?
NH2. So N-amine.
Amine.
Wait. NH2. No, wait, amine is one.
Amino, right?
Oh,
Amino, right? So after writing this methyl, we have to follow the usual way, right? So here we have ethyl and here amino. So in fourth carbon we have 4 amino. Then we have 2 ethyl, and okay. In addition to that, we have here OCH3 also. Okay. For example, here we have OCH3, right? So let's say we have OCH3. So OCH3. So this is also going to be a substituent group, right? So this is also going to be a substituent group. And what is the name of this one?
which one, sorry?
OCH3.
The
We have-
OCH.
yeah.
OCH3.
I think we didn't introduce this, right? So the name of this
No.
OCH3 is going to be methoxy, right? So now we are studying a new thing. You have to write it down anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So OCH3. If you have a structure OCH3, you have to write methoxy, right? And let's say we have OCH2CH3. CH2CH3. What is this? This is ethoxy, right? Ethoxy, because O, if you have an O into the O we have an alkyl group. So methoxy. For oxygen we insert this oxy, right? Methoxy. This is going to be ethoxy. Is that okay?
Yep, let me write that down quickly. OCH3
Is going to be methoxy.
methoxy. No gap, right? Methoxy. And then OCH2CH3 will be ethoxy.
Ethoxy. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
2 ethyl, and in the 3 we have M, right? So 3 methoxy. After that we have how many carbon atom? 6. So hex, and there is no double bond. So this is a saturated one, and ethane O8. So this is going to be the name, right? So nothing new. The only difference is we have to write down the alkyl group in the O8 or in the ester type first, and then we have to leave a space, right? Is that okay? Is this okay? Now I will give you an example, right? You can try it, right? So can you try to name the second compound? This one, CH3, CH2, CH3. Here double bond CH2, Br. Here we have CH, OH, C double bond O, O minus, Na plus. Okay, can you try to name this one?
Ester group is you've got a double bond to an oxygen.
Right. So
then
have you
got
understood
a-
that this is an ester type compound?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, so following oxygen, we do not have an alkyl. We have an alkyl group, but that alkyl group does not include carbon and hydrogen. It's a cation. It's a cation, right? So what name are you
Yeah.
going to write first? The alkyl group.
So Na.
Na. So what is
So-
Na? That is simply sodium, right? That is simply sodium.
Yeah.
So you should start with sodium, right?
Oh,
Sodium.
okay.
After that, leave a space. After that, leave a space. And then now we have to identify the longest carbon chain. But here we will include the double bond. We will not go this direction, right? Because we should include the double bond. Okay, right. Now what is this? What is
One second. I'm writing it down. Yep. Sorry. One. Did you show the OH? Sorry.
Yeah. So how do you call this OH?
So it would be an alcohol, but because you've got an ester group, you call it hydroxy,
Hydroxy. And this is methyl.
a methyl.
And this is going to
That's
be
an ethyl.
an ethyl, right? And finally we have a bromo also. Bromo also.
Yeah.
Now we will name it. We will number it, by the way.
So
1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 carbon atoms.
Yeah.
Now we will start writing the rest of the names, right? So first B, right? So 4 bromo. After that B, C, D, E, right? So in 3
Yeah.
we have ethyl.
3 ethyl.
3 in 3 we have ethyl, and in 3 again we have a methyl. After that H, right? So
It'll be-
in
it'll
2
be
we
2
have
hydroxy.
hydroxy.
and then 3
Again
methyl.
in 3 we have methyl. After that
So 4. So
we have 4 carbon, but we have
Yeah.
a double bond in the third carbon, right? So we can simply write 3 butene O8 or but 3 in O8. Both are correct. Do you understand that?
Okay.
At the end.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be the name of the ester. Okay. Right. Now we have to understand how the nitrogen compounds are named. Right. So now we will move to the nomenclature of nitrogen compounds. Okay. Nomenclature. Do you want? If you want to take any screenshot, you can do it.
I'm writing it down. So it's
Okay, that's fine. Nomenclature of nitrogen compounds. Right. So to write down the names of the nitrogen compounds, first we have to write down the name of the nitrogen or the system following the nitrogen with a combining form N, right? So I will do an example so that you can easily understand, right? So let me sketch this structure. CH3 C double bond CH2. Okay, here we have CH, here we have Br, CH, N, H, CH3. Here we have
Okay.
NO2 also. Okay, right. Now you can see here we have a nitrogen. Instead of carbon we have a nitrogen. Around the nitrogen we have some other combining groups, right? So this is going to be a nitrogen compound. We have a nitrogen compound. So first we have to mention the groups that is groups that are attached to nitrogen with N suffix like this, right? So now to this nitrogen we have a methyl group attached to it, right? So methyl group is attached to it. But hydrogen we don't mention, right? We don't want to mention the number of hydrogen here because hydrogen itself will not be a substituent group, right? Do you understand that? Normally we don't mention the hydrogen in any organic compound's name. Okay, right. So now we have to mention in nitrogen we have a methyl. So N-methyl, N-methyl, and here we are not going to leave any space. As our usual way, we are going to leave a hyphen and continue the name, right? So after that, we have to find out the longest carbon chain. Here, what is the now? This is a separate one. This nitrogen compound is a separate one, right? So we have to treat it separately. That's why we have written this N-methyl, right? Now we have to identify the longest carbon chain. So what is the longest carbon chain? We have to include the double bond, and here this is going to be our longest carbon chain. Okay, right.
Okay.
Now okay, so now we have to name it, right? So we have to number the carbon. So how can you number the carbon?
1, 2, 3.
So now
Oh,
if you
the
follow the
bute.
usual way, we have to number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Why? Because the double bond should get the lowest possible number. But in
Yeah.
nitrogen compounds, we will start numbering from the carbon that is adjacent to the nitrogen compound. Do you understand?
Okay.
Is that okay? So we will not go for this way. We will start numbering from the carbon atom that is near to the nitrogen compound. So we will follow this way: 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we can write down the name. So this is going to be nitro, and this is going to be methyl. So LMM first, right? So this is going to be. Before that we have bromo also, right? So 2 bromo, and you have to consider that there is a hyphen in between the nitrogen group and the conventional or the usual nomenclature, right? There is a hyphen, but earlier case we left a space, right? So these things you should bear in mind. 2 bromo, 2 bromo, after that M, 3 methyl, and then 1 nitro, right? 1 nitro. We have a 3 no, in the third carbon we have a double bond, so 3 butene or butene al.
Yo. Okay.
Butene amine. Why butene amine? Because if you have a nitrogen compound, that is going to be a what do you call this? Amine. Do you understand? Because we already discussed that amine is a derivative of amino acid. I'm sorry, not
Okay.
ammonia, right? Ammonia. If you
Yeah.
remove one hydrogen and substitute it with alkyl group, you can derive amine. So here the functional group is what? Amine. The functional group is amine. Do you understand? This system I have highlighted on the structure is the functional group, and that is amine, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So in methyl, 2 bromo, 3 methyl, 1 nitro, 3 butene amine, right? So this is going to be amine, and that will be our functional group. This is going to be amine, and that is our functional group. So ultimately we have to end the name like this. Have you understood this now?
Yeah.
Now I will give you an example. You can try it. The second one. CH3, C triple bond, CH3, benzene, here CH2, N, CH3, CH2, CH3. Can you try to name this one?
So it is N-ethyl,
N-ethyl,
and then the longest carbon chain is 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then benzene. So if it's benzene, okay, so that's a methyl, and that's also a methyl. So N-ethyl, and then
N-ethyl, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, no, not 4, sorry. 2 benzene.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also then 2 methyl.
Okay, so
And then butane. 4 butane. Not 4 butane, just it will be then.
yeah, after writing the name, can you send me the picture?
Yeah, okay. One, two. So on the second one, the 2 benzene. 2 benzene, and then you've got a CH3 there, so methyl, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, so it would be pent. So it would be that's in the third one. So anything with this, okay, I'm gonna send you the photo now. Oh, do you want me to send in chat? So
Yeah.
okay, N-ethyl.
N-ethyl. Okay, it's right. So let me copy that and paste here so that I can explain the mistake in. Okay. Right. So first, okay. Now in between N and ethyl, you are supposed to type a hyphen, right? In ethyl.
Okay.
After that, now you are not supposed to write comma, right? So the way or the rule, this is rule, right? Yeah. So after writing ethyl, again you have to type a hyphen and a capital N to indicate that the methyl group is also attached to nitrogen and leave a space. I mean leave a hyphen. Type a hyphen.
You muted by the way.
Yeah. Now how many, right? So N-ethyl dash N-methyl. Then after that Yeah, that is okay. And in between these two n hyphen, there
Sir,
should be no
you have
space,
muted.
right? No space. And here, yeah, here also no space. Everywhere between hyphen and the numbers or letters, we do not have any space, right? So these are very important, right?
Nope.
Yeah. If you leave a space, then the entire name is wrong. Okay, after that here we have yeah, so 1 2 3, okay, let me draw it here. 1 2 3 4, right? So 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 5. And here this is going to be what? Phenyl. This is going to be phenyl. Phenyl. I told you, if you have a structure like this is not benzene, this is phenyl. Didn't I tell you already? Phenyl? Yeah? Here you can see, I remember I told you somewhere. Yeah, here you can see this is going to be phenyl. Right? Can you see this here? Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, why didn't you inform me?
I did, but I don't think you heard. Sorry.
In a scene.
You muted again, by the way.
Yeah. Class like in Australia. Yeah.
You muted again. Oh yeah.
Okay. So here, right. So first of all, you have to type in ethyl, because to the nitrogen we have an ethyl group and a methyl group, right? So here this is
Okay.
going to be ethyl methyl. So you have to write N ethyl, N methyl, and then 2 benzene. This is not benzene. This is a phenyl group, right? So I already told you. Here you can see. Where is that? Here, if you have a benzene attached to a carbon, and then we will call it as phenyl, not benzene. That will be a phenyl group. Do you understand? Phenyl.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is going to be phenyl, right? So 2 phenyl, phenyl, and then in 2 we have methyl. Okay, that is fine. And in the third carbon we have a ene and not ine, because the functional group is again amine. Do you understand? This is again the functional group is amine. So pent ine amine, pentyne amine, right? So ultimately it should end as pent ine amine, right? Because in nitrogen compound this is a derivative of ammonia gas, right? So amine is the functional group. Okay, amine is the functional group. Now we will try to name the aromatic compounds, right? So the nomenclature of aromatic compounds. What are aromatic compounds?
Aromatic compounds. I'm not sure.
Right. So we should have a benzene group to the compound. Then we'll call it as aromatic compound. Right. Okay. So for writing the name of the aromatic compounds, we have to consider the following criteria. Right. So first of all, we have to find out the what do you call this, functional group, and here the strength of the functionality will reduce in this order, right? So first point, identify. I'm just writing, right, for your understanding. After that I will explain you some questions so that you can easily understand. Identify the functional group in the compound, right? So that is very an obvious way, right? Compound. Now let's say we have a benzene. Let's say we have a benzene, and here we have COOH, right? And after that, let's say we have a benzene. To the benzene, we have a ester, COOH, COOH. And let's say we have a benzene. To the benzene, we have an OH group, right? After that, let's say we have a benzene. To the benzene, we have an NH2 attached to it. NH2, amino group attached to it. Now, we should know their names, right? So, this is benzoic acid. What is this? Benzoic acid, right? To the benzene, we have an oic acid. So, benzoic acid. And this is benzoate. Benzoate. And this is, phenyl. This is not benz alcohol, right? This is not benz alcohol. This is phenol, right? Phenol. Do you understand? Phenol, right? So this is all, and to this group we will call phenol kind of thing, right? And here this is aniline. What is this? Aniline, right? So can you repeat their names? This is benzoic acid. To the benzene, if you have an oic acid, benzoic acid. To the benzene, if you have an ester group, benzoate. And this, if to the benzene, if you have an OH group, phenol, right? So this is a bit different from the previous two. And here, if you have an NH2 group attached to benzene, that will be aniline, right? Aniline, right? So here, in this direction, the functionality strength will reduce. Functionality strength reduces. Okay, so we will give priority to benzoic acid, after that benzoate, after that third priority is for phenol, and finally aniline. In this order we are going to rank the functional groups. Up to this clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now I will give you some examples. After that, okay, now if you have identified the functional group, then the rest of the groups will be substituent groups, and accordingly we can name it, right? So give me a sec. Okay, now, right, the second step is, now we have identified the functional group. Now that functional group is attached to one carbon atom, and we have to give the number 1 to that carbon atom. That is the second step, right? And from that carbon atom, we have to continue numbering either in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, right? Clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, because this is cyclical compound. This is cyclical compound. So we have to name in either direction, and we will have the substituent group, and we have to take the sum of the numbers that we have numbered in the substituent groups, right? This is what we do, right? Here in either direction, but the direction we will call it as clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, right? After that, the same procedure is going to be followed, right? Okay. Now we can simply do some examples so that you can understand, right? Okay. Right. So examples. These are kind of advanced things, but we can study, right? Doesn't matter. Right. So there is a benzene. There is a benzene, and here we have a bromine. Here we have an NH2. Here we have NO2. Here let's say we have CH3. Okay, right. Now in the order, what do we have? We have to check if we have benzoic acid. After that benzoate. After that phenol. After that aniline. Do we have any of these four structure here? What structure do we have?
We have
we have an NH2 here, right?
Aniline.
Yeah, aniline, right?
Aniline.
So ultimately, the name should end in aniline. Ultimately, the name should end in aniline, right? So now we will give the number 1 to this carbon atom, right? So this is going to be aniline,
Yeah.
and we have to give the number 1 to this carbon atom. Now we have to number in the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, here 4, 5, 6. Why? Because here we will have 6. Here we will have 6. But we will not mention hex here. Why? Because we are going to mention that this is going to be an aniline. So the aniline itself comprises that this compound has 6 carbon atom. We don't want to mention hex here. The number of carbon atom doesn't want to be mentioned in the name, right? So I will tell you why, right? I will tell you while we are writing the name, we can understand, okay? Right. After that, the rest of the groups will act as substituent groups, right? So here, this is going to be
Yeah.
bromo, and this is going to be methyl, right? Methyl, and here this is going to be nitro, yeah, nitro. Now we have considered the anti-clockwise direction numbering, and we have to consider the other way also. Other way in the sense, the clockwise direction also should be considered. I can take a black color, right? So 1, I can take this as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now I will count the sum of the black color numbering, right? So we have the substituent groups, right? So if you consider the substituent groups, we have NO2, bromine, and CH3, right? So if I consider the black one, here NO2 falls on the second carbon, and bromine on the 6th carbon, and CH3 on the 5th carbon, right? 5th carbon. So what's the sum?
Yeah.
13, yeah? 13. Is
Yeah.
that 13?
No.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If I consider the green color numbering, so NO2 falls on the 6th carbon, and here bromine falls on the
Bromine falls on the second one.
second carbon, right? Second carbon,
Yeah.
and the CH3 falls on the, you have to be very careful, 3rd carbon. Now what's the sum?
So that is then 8 plus 3, so 11.
Huh?
11.
11, right? So we will consider the green color one, right? So we'll consider the green color one,
Yeah.
right? So we will consider the green color one. So now we can write it down, right? So we have 2 bromo. Why? Because we have to consider the alphabet order. So we can simply write 2 bromo, after that LMN, right? So methyl, 3 methyl, and then this N, 6 nitro. We are not going to mention the number of carbon, hex or something, no. Ultimately, we have to write this aniline. Ultimately, we will write this aniline. Now, this name doesn't comprise the number of carbon atom. Any number, hex or pent or anything. Do we have anything like that?
No.
No. Why? Because aniline tells that there are 6 cyclic carbons. 6 cyclic carbons.
Yeah.
Right? That's why. Okay. Now, is that clear? Now we will give you some other examples. Okay. Is this okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will give you 2 compounds. You can try naming them. The second example is going to be, we have a benzene group. The benzene group, we have bromine. Here we have COOH. Here we have CH2Br. And the third one, can you try to name the second one? Br.
Okay, so it is a.
You can even annotate on the screen as well, so that I can correct it. Chloro.
Yeah. So this is a benzoic acid,
Mm-hmm.
and then if we go via, so 1, 2, so you have on the third, and then go 5. So that's 8. But if you go the other way, you have it on 1, 2, 2 plus 4, that's 6. So we're going to go anti-clockwise. And then it's benzoic acid. And is that CH2Br? It is, right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
that means
CH2Br means what? Bromomethyl.
us
Bromomethyl. We've
bromo
already studied. Do you
methyl.
remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bromomethyl. So it will go. So you've got. So it's going to end in benzoic acid. I'm going to write that down before I forget. Benzoic acid, and it's 1, 2. It'll be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it will be 3 bromomethyl. 3 bromomethyl. And then 3, 4, 5. 5 bromo benzoic acid. Is it 3 bromomethyl, 5 bromo benzoic acid?
Can you repeat?
3 bromomethyl, 5 bromo benzoic acid.
Yeah, wait. Okay, so he. Oh. Okay, so here we have identified the functional group that is going to be this carb COOH, right? So we have to name this one, right? And if you consider this direction 5, 6, so here 3 and 5, so 8, right? 8. But if
Yeah.
I consider the green one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again 8. So we have to go for the alphabetic order. So if you go for alphabetic order, we will consider the anti-clockwise direction, because here after that we have B, right? After that
Yeah.
bromomethyl. So bromo, after that, now you see we have to consider
Oh,
each and
okay, yeah.
everything. So till bromo we have the same alphabet, but here
Yeah.
after that we have this bromomethyl, right? Bromomethyl.
Methyl.
So we will consider the anti-clockwise direction naming. In that order only, the alphabetic order also increasing. Is that clear?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll consider the anti-clockwise order. So the black color one, right? Keep in mind, but we are going to consider the black color one, right? So did you understand? Because the sum is equal
Yeah.
for both the scenarios. So we will consider the direction of the alphabetic order also, right? So now here this is bromo. Here this is bromomethyl. So we cannot come to a conclusion till we find bromo, because the same alphabet. But here
Yeah.
in bromomethyl we have an additional M. So we'll consider the anti-clockwise direction. Is that clear?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Now I think everything is correct, but the number will interchange, right? So 3
Yeah.
bromo, 5 bromomethyl, bromo. Now you see in between this bromo and methyl there should be a space. Did you leave a space?
Yes.
Okay, bromomethyl. Finally, benzoic acid.
So,
Acid. Okay. Can you take third one? Can you try the third one?
So it is also another oic acid, benzoic acid. So it will be 3 bromo, 4. Wait, yeah. 3. No, wait. You start with the, because it's NH2, so it goes am. So it's 8. So it won't be that. So it will go 1, 2, 3. So we're 3. 3 amino, 3 amino, 4, what's that? 4, no, 3 amino, 5 bromo, 4 chloro, benzoic acid,
Can you repeat it?
3 amino,
Mm-hmm.
5 bromo,
Mm-hmm.
4 chloro, benzoic acid.
Okay, that's fine. Right. That's very easy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now we will go to the bicarbon chain nomenclature, right? Oh.
What was it? Sorry? Bicarbon.
Bicarbon, right? So there will be two carbon chains, right? Bicarbon chain or double carbon chain nomenclature, right? Double carbon chain nomenclature. Okay. Now let's say, okay, now this is very simple. Now I will explain using an example so that you can easily understand. These are very complex things, right? CH2, CH2, but still they are easy. CH2, C, double bond CH2, C, NH2, CH3, C double bond O, OH. Okay, right. Now how can you name this? Can you try to name this? First, okay, can you give it a try?
Yeah, sure. Double carbon chain. Okay, so
Now I have just named it because I'm going to teach you under this concept. But in the exam, if you are randomly given this compound, how are you going to think? Right? So here we have an OH. Here we have OH. Let me check the structure first. CH2, CH2, C. Yeah, can you try it?
you have a oic acid
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yeah. So there is an oic acid.
Acid there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've got the double bond here, but you've also got the OH here. So that'll be, this part will be hydroxy when it comes to it. And then
Now,
Oh, wait,
did
you
you
have
first
two double
understand why
bonds,
I named it as double carbon chain nomenclature? Yes. First of all, we had to identify the functional group, right? So the functional group is
Yeah.
oic acid. So we had to, after that, we have to select the longest carbon chain. And our longest carbon chain will comprise this, right? So only 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now,
because it's a double bond.
this is going to be a substituent group, right? So this is going to be a substituent group. But the substituent group should be named within itself. Again, there is a nomenclature in between the substituent group, right? So now we will try to name this one. We will try to name this one. So now here the substituent group. In the substituent group we have a functional group, right? In the substituent group we have a functional group. Do you understand that? So this is going to be an alcohol, right? So this is going to be an ol. This is not hydroxy. Do you understand? Now in this is a major structure. The entire structure is major structure. Now in the major structure we have a substituent group, and the substituent group is also another compound, and we have to first name that. After that we have to attach that as a substituent group in the main structure. Okay, have you got my point? Right. So now we will try to name this one. So here this is going to be what? First we have to name this one. There are 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. And what's the name of this? Propane 3-ol. Simply propane 3-ol. Is that clear? Propane 3-ol. Now this is substituent group name. Now we will try to name the major structure. So this is going to be an oic acid.
Wait, was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Was it propane 3-ol?
Propane 3-ol is the name of the substituent group that I have rounded here. Can you see this? Can you see?
Is it not 1?
Huh?
Propane 1.
Propane?
is it not? Is it not one? Because your alcohol group's at the very start.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Is that, yeah, that is okay.
Okay.
Here there is another rule, I forgot. Yeah, right. So here this is going to be propan 3-ol, because in the nitrogen compound also, what did we study? We have to, okay, now when we are naming a substituent group, we are not going to start from this one. This is wrong. 1, 2, 3 is wrong, right? So I just forgot. Now we have to start from the carbon atom that is attached to the that is attached to the carbon atom in the main carbon chain. Now we have to name that this is our main carbon chain, right? So this is our main carbon chain, right? So to the main carbon chain, this carbon is attached. So we will name that as first, and then second, and this is going to be third, right? So that's why propan 3-ol. Okay, is that okay? Is that okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, there are a lot of rules, right? There are a lot of rules. 1, 2, 3, propan 3-ol. Till that, are you clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will come to the main structure. Now this propan 3-ol is going to be a substituent group, and here we have a amino, right? So we have a amino and we have a methyl also, right? Now first A, after that P, after that M, after that P, right? So this is first, this is second, and this is third, right? So now how we are going to write the name of this one is 2-amino, right? 2-amino and 2-methyl. Now this structure is in the third carbon, right? So 3. After that we have to write this name within bracket, right? Propan 3-ol. After that we have to complete the bracket, and then in the third carbon we have a double bond. So 3-buteneoic acid. 3-buteneoic acid. So here what is new? We have to name the substituent group first. After that we have to attach that to the primary carbon chain. Okay. And one more thing we have to consider: when we name the substituent group, we have to give the first number to the carbon atom that is attached to the primary carbon chain. Earlier I just followed because I just thought, now you see, sometimes in the exam it might be confusing, but hopefully you will not be giving this kind of complex questions in the exam. But you should know, right? Now there are some exceptional cases in chemistry. Now when we name the substituent group as an organic compound, we have to give the first number to the carbon atom that is attached to the primary carbon chain. So we have to follow this way of numbering: 1, 2, 3. The other way will be wrong. Is that clear? Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now ultimately we have another small topic that will be now so far we have discussed how we are going to write the nomenclature if the structure is given. Now we have to study how to draw the structure if the name or if the nomenclature or the name of the compound is given, right? So now I think hopefully we will study this in the next class. Will that be okay for you tomorrow at 6 o'clock?
No, it won't be, unfortunately, because I have
Okay, what about
something.
tomorrow? Do you have any free time tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Let me quickly double check, because I rescheduled a class. But let me quickly check. Yeah, but it has to be at 6 because I have a class at your 8. So yeah.
Okay, so I don't know, right? So I will confirm and let you know. We will just
Okay, yeah.
tentatively fix Wednesday at 6 a.m. Right? Sometimes there might be a
Okay,
delay
yeah.
because today, last night I slept a bit late. That's why. Yeah. And
Yeah,
what about
that's okay.
Thursday?
Thursday, uh, yes, but it depends on the time as well.
I'm sorry, time?
It depends on what time because I
Thursday,
have
yeah,
class at
because yeah, if you let me
yeah.
know your availability, I can let you know if that is possible or not.
Yeah, okay.
Thursday,
I will send you a meeting. I'll send you a like the times I'm available
okay. Also,
after
you
the
can give
class.
me your availability. After that, I will decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, do you have any other questions before we wind up today's session? Because I have another meeting at 8 o'clock. So, yeah. So we can meet in the next session. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. In that case, I will send you the my availability right off that.
Okay, okay.
And I also try scanning it and sending it to you by next class, hopefully.
Okay, okay.